Hello everyone, this is Amurla Kim, the SAP consultant who reads PMBOK. For the past 15 years, I have been working as an SAP consultant mainly in the sales and distribution and logistics sectors, and I hold the PMP, Project Management Professional Certification. Today, I'm introducing the SAP consultant who reads PMBOK. This is the first episode of the series SAP Project Meet PMBOK. In this episode, I'd like to share how project management principles can help us better understand and tackle the challenges we often face in real SAP projects. In SAP project, we often face similar situations. Why do requirements keep increasing? Why do schedules keep slipping? And why does chaos keep repeating after go live? I've asked myself how we can manage these problems more effectively and systematically. At some point, I pull out my PMBOK guide, which had been sitting untouched on the shelf since I passed the exam. I believe that when you execute SAP project, the principles, tools, and techniques described in PMBOK can truly help us achieve better experiences and better outcomes. I'm not an academic scholar. My work is to analyze client requirements and issues to design and implement SAP systems so the companies can achieve their strategic goals and to help my clients operate SAP more effectively in their daily business. Through this new series, my goal is to combine the guidance of PMBOK with my field experience from SAP project and share insights with you so that together we can reduce trial and error and lead projects more stably and successfully. Let us first briefly review what PMBOK is. PMBOK stands for Project Management Body of Knowledge. It is the internationally recognized framework of project management knowledge, published by the Project Management Institute, PMI. Around the world, project managers refer to it as the Bible of project management. The PMBOK guide outlines step by step how to initiate, plan, execute, and control, and finally close a project. The common issues we encounter in SAP projects, such as uncontrolled scope expansion, schedule delays, and poor requirements management, are exactly the type of problems PMBOK provides techniques to manage. Our first topic is requirement collection. The PMBOK guide states, the project success is directly influenced by active stakeholder involvement and the discovery and decomposition of needs into requirements, and by the care taken in determining, documenting, and managing the requirements of the product, service, or result of the project. In other words, project success depends not only on tools or technology, but on how thoroughly we identify, structure, and manage requirements together with stakeholders. So what happens when requirement collection fails in SAP project? Let me share 3 real cases I have personally experienced. First, insufficient as-is analysis. If the current business process is not fully understood at the beginning, the design will have gaps. The result, even after go live, keep adding logic, fixing, and refixing. Old functions break, new logic conflict, and the cycle of problems never ends. Second, lack of R&R definition. When the roles and responsibilities are unclear at go live, huge confusion arises. Nobody knows who has the authority to decide. Issues pile up, and both business users and IT, as well as consultants, fall into chaos. Third, requirement explosion during testing. If requirements have not been fully gathered before the testing phase, A flood of new requests suddenly arrives at the last moment, but the go live is imminent and there is no time to implement them. The outcome is either request for schedule extension or a surge of user dissatisfaction. What lessons can you learn from these cases? First, stakeholder involvement is critical. An SAP project is not just an IT initiative, but an organization because it is related with wide change management process. It can succeed with the effort of only a few people, especially the active participation of sponsors, key users, and business stakeholders determine the success or failure of the project. Second, requirement discovery and decomposition. The vague expectation that ERP will solve everything is dangerous. You must clearly identify what data, what processes, and what reports are truly needed. If requirements are missed, it inevitably leads to scope creep. Third, documentation and traceability. At the beginning, many agreements are made verbally, but over time, memories differ and conflict arise. That is why requirements must be documented and systematically traced. PMBOK recommends the RTM, Requirement Traceability Matrix. The RTM is a table used to trace each requirement from its origin through design, development, testing, and final delivery. It answers, where did this requirement come from? How was it implemented? And was it finally verified? For example, if the requirement is the sales report must show monthly revenue totals, record it in the RTM, map it to the development deliverable, link it to the test case, and finally confirm at go live whether it has been met. By doing this, the source, implementation, and verification status of each requirement can be managed at a glance. We looked at PMBOK's definition of requirement collection and connected it with real SAP project experiences. The key message is simple. Project success depends less on tools or technology and more on how well we manage people and requirements. The goal of this series is clear: to think together about the challenges we face when preparing for SAP projects and about how to deal with the recurring problems we often encounter. Through this process, I hope that both myself and all of you who work on SAP projects can broaden our insight into project management and create a meaningful difference in practical capability. Thank you very much for staying with me until the end of this video. If you found this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, I'd love to hear about the requirement management issues you have faced in your own project. Please share your experiences in the comment below. I will refer to them as I prepare the next video. This was Zamarla Kim, the SAP consultant who is PMBOK. Thank you and have a great day.